Welcome back to the All Out Attack podcast. Today we're just doing like a weekend recap, and then we're also speaking about who we think, like, out of the managers have had the best performances so far this season. So obviously we'll start off with the game at the Etihad, City West Ham.
Yeah. Overall, I'm not overly upset about it being a West Ham fan. I'm proud of the team nonetheless. I mean, not many teams can say that they've gone to Man City and actually put up a decent fight, especially in this current run of form that they're in.
Yeah.
And I don't want to be pessimistic, but I wasn't expecting a win. I think that's realistic more than pessimistic. But see, when we equalised, I thought, we might have a chance to get a point. But it was two cracking goals, and I have to say that assist from De Bruyne was world class. One of the best assists I've ever seen.
Peg as well.
Weak foot, pings it from 30 yards straight into Diaz's head. So I'll have to give them credit where credit's due. Like, they're a world class team, and it's not the end of the world. I mean, we still looked good against them, and not many teams can say they've looked good against Man City. So
yeah,
give them their best game.
Yeah, I'm more than happy. I mean, I'm not overly thrilled with losing. I never am, but you can't really grumble at that because it's Man City.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Any other thoughts on the game? I thought who was it? De Bruyne in general just had a very good game. I thought.
Yeah.
He was a standout player, I'd say. But like, you defended well. Like.
Yeah.
West Ham put in a shift defensively, I thought, and the goal was nice.
Yeah, no, it was very well worked. I thought that I could see our scoring because we were kind of we were on top for a little bit towards the end of the first half. So I thought it was kind of justified scoring them because whilst we were on top, we needed to put a chance away because you can't afford to miss too many chances against Man City because they will punish you eventually.
Yeah,
exactly, man.
It's just a shame for like their goal come from a set piece as well because I thought we would have had that covered, but John Stones was in the right place at the right time and it was a great shot. I can only help but think Randolph could have done a little bit better, but at the end of the day,
it was a good goal anyway.
Yeah, it was a cracking goal. So
all three goals were very high quality, I've got to say.
Yeah, again, it's. I mean, we're going into March 4th in the table, so I can't really complain about that at all.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, that's quality.
And we'll get onto the David Moyes effect later, but yeah.
But like West Ham, I think one thing I noticed a bit. I don't really watch the full game as much, but one thing I noticed a bit was that you managed to create space against City. Not many teams can do that because City don't really give you a chance a lot of the time. The defense is onto your players. They're getting the ball off you. They're hitting you with counter attacks, and I think the midfield did a pretty solid job that game. And City are City at the end of the day. They're just right now they're just the
best team in the world right now.
They're just unstoppable.
Yeah. Considering we had our second choice keeper in goal as well.
Yeah, exactly as well.
Because there was an injury to Fabianski. Apparently someone stepped on his arm in training or something. It caused his arm to swell up. So fair play to Darren Randolph for coming into that game as well, completely out of the blue and having a half decent game. So yeah, again, I'm more than happy with it. So I can't complain at all.
One question I have is, why don't you start Jared Bowen? Yeah, that's the only thing I thought maybe.
Jared Bowen is. It's weird with Jared Bowen because at the start of the season he was playing on a kind of role where he was kind of forced out wide and he had to play out wide. Yeah. But now in our current formation, because we used to play back five, but now we're playing back four with two wingers.
Yeah.
But instead of having a main striker, we've got like a false nine. So that false nine role is constantly alternating. So maybe like Lingard Lingard to come into that role, and then maybe Ben Rama, he doesn't play that often. But if Ben Rama was playing, Ben Rama would slide into that role. He's constantly alternating and stuff. So that's why I don't think Jared Bowen is in favour at the moment. And plus, he had such a cracking start to the season. He's just knackered at the moment. Like the guy, he's just. I think he's has a slight stamina problem here and there because he works his arse off all game. So it'd be nice to see him come back in the team and hit some form again.
Yeah, definitely. So the next game was it Brighton West Brom?
Oh, big
Ooh.
talking point here.
I'll tell you that
Huge
VAR
game.
decision.
Callum, take the floor. What were your thoughts on the Lewis Dunk incident?
Thing is, the explanation is all just a bit of bullshit, really, isn't it? If you think about it, it's just Lee Mason just messing up, really. And I think he thought it was a goal. It should have been a goal, but VAR told him that it shouldn't be a goal. So I don't know.
The thing that I don't like about it, the thing that I don't like about VAR is like, I don't
It
know.
overpowered.
I think refs shouldn't feel the need to agree with it. Like, I liked what the ref did in the Chelsea United game where it was like a handball.
Yeah.
And he didn't think it was a handball, so he didn't give, even though I thought it could have been a penalty.
Yeah.
I think he like did the right thing in terms of not just going with what VAR said, because obviously you need some sort of human decision making there.
Saying about the free kick though, Brighton still missed 2 penalties. So I mean, at the end of the day, they were the.
They always
they lost
rate so
themselves.
much, and then they needed. I don't rate Mopé that much. I just think.
I think they need a new
You're a
striker.
cheat,
so I
Mopé.
said-
You're a cheat.
Yeah, Ty cursed him, man. He destroyed Arsenal and Ty's cursed him since then.
Hope
You know, do you
Brighton
remember
get
the-
relegated.
Do you remember the game against Oh yeah, they could get relegated now. They're on the same points as Newcastle.
I think Newcastle.
Brighton. I don't think Brighton are going down, to be honest.
They won't go down, but obviously like they potentially could.
Newcastle might.
Almiron and St Maximin are injured. They got injured in the next game, which was Newcastle Wolves.
Very boring game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll be honest, I
Very
don't bother watching it.
I
Yeah, you
watched
didn't
it.
miss
It was
much.
so boring.
Yeah. Yeah, Newcastle obviously they just play park the bus tactics. Everyone hates Steve Bruce for it. Can't really blame him in a way. A lot of lower teams are gonna do that because what Burnley do. If it keeps you up, I guess it keeps you up. If it works, it works.
I like Newcastle, and I like seeing big teams in the Premier League, and Newcastle are a massive club.
Yeah.
But some of their players, I feel like, or the majority of their players, I can only hope we think they'll leave because they want to be playing Premier League football, and I can't see the likes of Callum Wilson and Alan St Maximin playing in the Championship.
Yeah, definitely.
And personally, I would love to poach a player like Alan St Maximin. I know he would probably want to go to like the top club, but I would happily.
You get Europe.
Yeah.
You get Champions League. You can pick up whoever you want, really.
I think you should go for Caldalo. If Fabianski is sort of nearing the end of his contract.
I would prefer Sam Johnston from West Brom, to be honest.
Yeah,
if we're talking about the teams that are going down, I would prefer Sam Johnston.
Yeah, Sam Johnston.
Because I feel like he would probably rather be a backup at West Ham in the Premier League than a start of West Brom in the Championship.
But I think even a starter like Fabianski is obviously still a decent keeper, but obviously he's getting older and stuff. And
True,
sometimes
keepers age differently though. Don't forget,
true.
like
Johnston's made the most saves out of any other out of all the keepers.
Yeah.
In the Prem.
Yeah,
but he also faces the most shots. So
yeah, exactly. That's my
comeback.
comeback. That's my comeback for anyone that says that the most save stat. That's basically saying you've got the crappiest defense.
True.
That's the crappiest defense stat, basically.
Yeah, but it does. I mean, West Brom also concede a lot of goals.
I mean,
I think he's a good keeper. Yeah,
he is a good keeper.
I think like a half decent Premier League side. Like if Newcastle managed to stay up, well, I'm just trying to think of teams who might actually, like a Leeds could use him. I mean, Melia, I don't know. At the beginning, I thought Melia was alright. I like him a bit, but he's a bit sketchy with his feet and.
He is, but I think he's good enough to, because he's only going to get better as well. He's quite young. He's like 23 or something.
Yeah.
But the main talking point of the weekend was Arsenal's performance against Leicester. I watched that game.
Yeah.
I
did see that.
They started off poorly.
Yeah.
Another early goal conceded for them. They conceded early against City, and then obviously against Leicester. But I noticed Willian and Pepe both had absolute blinders. Like they were the two best players on the pitch by a long way. Like Willian dictated the whole tempo of the game.
Which is something I thought I'd never hear this season.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And Pepe when he got the ball, he looked dangerous every time.
Yeah. Is that the Arsenal of old, or was it one of them performances that I wouldn't want to call it fluke, but was it one of them sort of blips in the season?
Potentially, but I've noticed recently Arsenal have just been like a different team. Like
I think they've turned it around. To be fair, I think Ndini's mistake though was terrible.
Yeah.
Leeds in that second half just looked like, they just looked tired and sort of lazy. Like,
Do you say
Leicester,
Leeds?
not Leeds, Leicester.
Leicester,
yeah.
Leicester. They just looked a bit like they seemed worn out from that that game. That was a bad loss, to Slavia Prague. Shouldn't really be losing those games, especially in the Europa
Slavia
League.
Prague are better than you think as well.
Yeah,
I've seen them play last few seasons. They're actually quite
good.
West Ham reserves.
But for like a team like Leicester, who are top 4 in the Premier League, I think they should be doing better.
Winning that game. Slavia Prague are good, but like they're not
Leicester.
No, I agree.
And I feel like obviously Leicester will bounce back from this, but I think it's just a bit of a slump right now. Just after that game, it's probably caused a few heads to drop.
And they've got a lot. They picked up a lot of injuries as well.
Yeah.
Like Madison's out. Barnes is out.
Barnes got in. Yeah, they added on. What was it, like 8 minutes, 7-8 minutes? Yeah.
Justin got injured.
Yeah.
They've got loads of players out now, so I think they probably will keep top 4, but it's going to be difficult with if Chelsea and Liverpool pick up form, who obviously are playing each other this week.
Yeah. I think there's going to be a new thing now called Leicester syndrome, where they get to this point of the season and they're in such a good position and they're just going to
I feel like they could have that, but I do think they're like, so people didn't rate their squad depth at the start of the season, but I think it's better than people think. But they do have players to come into those positions. Like they were missing Madison, no doubt. They missed Madison a lot in the last game.
It's so weird if you think about how Leicester have all of a sudden become one of these like top names in English football. Like
they're not a big 6 club, but they're a top 6 club.
I'll give you that.
It is so strange how they were battling the lower leagues for so long. Now they've become one of the top sides in England. And it's not just been one season one when they won the league, because they went and got Europe last year. They look like they're going to get Europe again this year, and it's good to see their transition into becoming like a big name.
Yeah, I agree. I think they've done really well with like getting bargains, if you know what I mean. So obviously, like that season where they won the league, they got Kante, Mahrez, and Vardy very cheap, all for a combined total of I think about 2 or 3 million. And then they also, of course, made some really good signings like Soyuncu. I don't know, James Justin came from Luton, didn't he?
Yeah, I think it was a deadline. I think it was a deadline day signing, and I thought it was a bit odd.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure.
James Justin from Luton. Tielemans, obviously, he was a good signing. He cost them a lot, but
their fans must be an absolute dreamland at the moment. Like considering that they've been so used to playing like lower league football, their fans must be having the time of their lives seeing this Leicester team. Yeah,
definitely. I mean, I think it's a real like improvement. I mean, they've had 2 great managers to help them through it, Brendan Rodgers and Claudio Ranieri. Obviously, in between that, they were still doing well though. Yeah,
exactly. Like, I mean, Craig Shakespeare had a bit of a weird run, but like they're a decent club, Leicester, and I'm more than happy to see them, up there. Competing with the best, and
this is their golden age. This is their kind of golden age.
Definitely.
Really. Yeah.
I think they need to try. I don't feel like Vardy's going to leave. I've just got a feeling he'll stay.
Yeah.
No, he'll stay, but he's
a club
legend.
legend.
The rest of his career.
Yeah.
He's got a few years left in him, definitely.
Yeah.
Madison, I don't know if he'll stay. Depends if they get Champions League or not.
Yeah.
Yeah. All it takes is a top club to get an injury, and they think all of a sudden, oh right, we need a new attacking player. Oh, okay, we've got the money to spend. Let's just buy James Maddison just like that.
For instance, imagine James Maddison at Tottenham.
Yeah.
I can imagine him.
Levy would never sign. Levy would never spend that much.
He hasn't got that much money.
I swear he hates. I swear Maddison hates Tottenham.
I'd say Levy has the money, but he's just stingy, like not in any like offensive way. Like just,
he is.
Yeah. Like I don't know. It was a weird one with Dele Alli. Like PSG loan fell through because he didn't want an option to buy, and like he was like, oh, I think we could still get a lot out of Dele Alli or something.
And we are getting a lot out of him now, aren't we?
Yeah. In the Europa League.
Came out of the weekend. Europa League, he played well.
Yeah.
So speaking of Spurs, obviously that 4-0 Bale masterclass. Kane played really well. Son had a good game. You know, it was just
Everyone played
a
well,
really
mate.
entertaining game to watch.
Yeah, Callum to the floor.
I'm
Like-
keeping my mouth shut.
Gareth Bale, isn't it? He's just vintage Gareth Bale performance.
We've
Two good
time traveled
finishes.
to 2013.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah.
2 goals and an assist in one game. Oh, I'll take it.
It was a good-
I reckon he had performance of the week. I can't lie, but that might be the best.
Yeah, who would you say is your player of the week? Yeah, I'd say Bale. Yeah, he has to.
I'd have to say Bale. Lucas Moura, I feel like people are forgetting about him because people want him out the squad for Dele Alli or Lamella, but I actually think
I like Moura. I think he's a good.
he's
player.
really earned his place in the team recently. 2 goals in 2 weeks. I'll take it. I think we played well. So, yeah.
I think you played well. I mean, is he like? I'm not saying Burnley are a bad team, but obviously they're not one of the top teams. But I mean, to get 4 past them.
Yeah, like
that's not easy.
We look like we're gonna get more as well, so I'm happy with it. Attacking football for the first time ever.
Yeah, I think Mourinho's kind of realised what he's got to do. But yeah, that was a really interesting game. I enjoyed watching that. It was a good one, especially I can imagine how good it would have been for a Spurs fan.
Spurs
yeah.
fan, it would have been great. It was end to end.
And obviously we won't spend too long on this, but like obviously we have to speak a little bit about United Chelsea. Obviously 0-0 wasn't a bad. I don't know if I'm guessing you lot were watching it. It wasn't a bad 0-0.
Yeah.
So there was lots of chances being created. Just no real final product. Like, you know.
Word on
I
the
just thought, like, Giroud should have scored.
yeah,
There's a few big chances, and I mean,
the penalty decision as well, the handball.
Yeah, I
Great,
personally, I would have been annoyed if my team had conceded that penalty. I'd have been like, it's not a handball. But in the current rules of the game, I think it was a handball.
Yeah.
The thing is,
because no one lacks creativity in these two sides or lacks a good striker. So you wouldn't expect the end product to be like that lackluster.
Yeah, it was a weird one. I think Ollie just the thing is though, if United can keep up their performances against the smaller teams, I mean, with the exception of Sheffield United, recently they've been pretty impressive against like mid-table / smaller sides. If he can keep that up, and no matter what people say about him, if he can get 0-0s against the big six, they will come second or third, and that's what United fans will want. I'm sure they'd take that.
Yeah. It's all right. You know, there's the title charges over a long time ago. You know, City are running away with it now.
Oh yeah, City. I said I actually so for a period of time in the season I didn't think they were going to win it, but I said at the start of the season I had like do like a table prediction with my dad, and I had them top of that. I had Liverpool. I think I had Chelsea second, Liverpool third, but I don't think that's going to happen. But yeah, you know, I predicted them at the start, and then I was thinking for a little bit like I don't know if they will do it, and then they've skyrocketed recently. But yeah, so that I don't know if you want to speak about any other games. I think that covers the main sort of.
Yeah.
But now should we move on to like the sort of manager discussion? Like who do we think's been like the best manager of the season? I'm gonna throw one straight out there, which is pretty obvious if you think about it, but I am going with as one of my top managers. Much it pains me to say, David Moyes, West Ham. The thing is, what we were speaking about before. What we were speaking about before. You know, like they at the start of the season, you know, you're watching the likes of like GOLDBRIDGE and all them lot saying their table predictions, and they had West Ham between sort of 16th and 18th, and you know, the fact that they've now like they're literally competing for a Champions League spot. Like I think it's incredible, and like he's made quite a lot of the players who, like for instance, Craig Dawson. You know, you wouldn't have thought that he would be performing as he is. So you know, fair. You got to give credit to him. I just think I think he's done a great job.
Yeah, I didn't think he'd done a bad job with this first spell. I'm going to be honest. I was one of them fans that were being quite negative, and I thought, no, we want to move forward. We don't want to, keep getting managers like Moyes, because we had Pellegrini, and I thought Pellegrini was going to be the step up for us. I thought Pellegrini was like, oh, Manuel Pellegrini, he's won the Premier League, he's won La Liga, he's got all these accolades. I thought that's what's going to push us to the next level, but it just didn't work.
Yeah.
He was signing all these players from like Spain and South America and stuff, but they weren't performing. And then you get David Moyes in, he goes and signs Craig Dawson. All of a sudden, it's March 2021 and we're in the top 4. So, David Moyes, as soon as the board say to him, you're allowed to sign whoever you want, go buy whoever you want. Moyes knows the type of players that fit our system.
Jesse
And that's
Lingard
exactly
wearing the
what-
West Ham shirt next season. Exactly.
I can see it.
Yeah. Yeah,
You know,
well,
I think-
Aiden.
United,
think-
By the way,
Yes,
you go.
get-
I was going to say, yeah. What I was going to say was, do you actually think West Ham will finish in the top 4?
no.
Nah.
No.
I think they will. I actually think they will. If that, I've said it before. I did say it before. And I actually think
Chelsea
they
or
will.
Liverpool, at least one of them are going to.
Nah, Liverpool ending 5th. Like, I'm sticking with the predictions. I think
Here's
Liverpool.
the thing. Here's the thing. If
Everton
we
might stick
You all laughed
Well-
at me when I said that.
if we beat if we beat Chelsea and Arsenal at home, everyone's gonna start saying right now it can actually happen. If we can beat Chelsea and Arsenal, I think people are gonna say that no, we do deserve it. And I think my friend said to me, do you think that they'll ever be a chance, like you'll ever get another chance to get into the Champions League in the near future? And I said no, I don't. I think this is our best chance, and if we are going to get Champions League football ever, it's this season. Has to be this season. I would say if we did get it, we would deserve it. I know a lot of people don't like our style of football. A lot of people think we play some sort of, I don't know, kick and run, but we don't play kick and run. That's the West Ham of old. We play, or at least attempting to play a free-flowing attacking football, and it's working. Fair enough, a few games this season we have got slightly lucky with some results, but it doesn't matter how you win as long as you win. And,
Mate, it really, as you say, like, it's the points that matter.
Exactly.
And we've struggled so many years to get these little scrappy 1-0 victories and get these little scrappy 2-1s here and there. And I would say that luck hasn't been on our side, but it feels like this season everything's falling neatly into place for us. Like last season, I don't think we would have been beaten teams like Leeds and Aston Villa, but
No.
now we're getting these results, and long may it continue, because I'm more than happy watching David Moyes as our manager pretty much every week. So yeah, happy days.
Weirdly, this is a bit of a sin to say. Sorry to my uncles, but I actually have quite enjoyed watching West Ham play. Sometimes you play and you're like, you know what, fair play. Like they're playing, as you say, they're not playing like football like you imagine West Ham to play. They're playing actual football. You're like, okay, yeah, fair enough. Jesse Lingard running down the wing, fair enough, whipping in a ball.
I say Lingard has added such a positive effect to our team. He's before we had, I don't want to downgrade Mark Noble because he's a legend, but every time Noble had the ball, he would stop and kind of pass sideways or backwards. When Lingard gets the ball, he bombs forward and constantly looks for the players making runs, and that's why I think he's that kind of catalyst that's pushing us and keeping us at the top of the table.
Yeah,
so,
I agree. Another manager who, this is another pretty obvious one. For me, I've got 3. So my second one, Dean Smith, Villa. Obviously, they're another team. Obviously, they probably should be in the Championship right now if it weren't for that dodgy goal line VAR decision. But now that they're in the Premier League, they managed to keep some of their best players. They made some good signings like Ollie Watkins, and obviously Matty Cash as well, huge signing for them. But like their defense is one of the best in the league. I was doing my team of the season earlier, and I had their keeper as my keeper, and their right back and one of their centre backs.
Matty Cash?
Yeah, no, sorry, not right back. Just a keeper and centre back. And
okay.
Who
was that?
Conser.
Who was that? Oh, Conser.
And Emi Martinez. Because I just think, they've really solidified that defence. And that was something that I think John Terry, Terry's done quite a lot of work for that, because he's obviously the defensive coach. But yeah, I just think Dean Smith has really sorted out the team, and obviously they could make a slight challenge for Europe. I don't feel like they're going to get Europe, but yeah, they could. they could be another shout. So like that'd be my second one.
I would back you on that because I think Dean Smith's a great manager. A great manager in the sense that he gets results, but I really don't like Aston Villa's style of football at all.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah,
I really don't like it whatsoever. To be fair, if it was my team doing it, I'd be more than happy. But when you play against them, it's one slight touch, and they're on the ground and they're hunting for set pieces. And once they get these free kicks and stuff, West Ham play the same. I can't just say
You got so in the box,
right? But no. It's just I don't like the style of football, but it's effective, and it gets results. So I don't like it, but I respect it. So
yeah.
So the last manager I wanted to speak about, Pep Guardiola. This is the most obvious one. 20 wins in all competitions in a row. Like that. That's all I really need to say, isn't it? You know, and in all those games,
discussion point.
They played very good football.
Is this current form better than the Centurions team?
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, 100%. 20 wins in a row, bro. You can't change that. That's not happened before.
But if they win all 15 or 16 of all of their last games, they'll still end up on 98 points.
Damn.
Which is they could go on the best run in Premier League history by a long way, and still not end up on 100 points. But that just shows. But the thing is, when they got Centurions, the league was nowhere near what it is now.
The strength of the league, all over.
One of the worst quality. I mean, Liverpool were kind of pushing them, but the rest of the teams in the league were so far behind Liverpool and City.
Yeah.
And they have been every season really, and up until now. Now City have kind of pushed away from everyone. I think Pep Guardiola goes without saying, but City just playing some insane football. Like he's bringing in the likes of Foden, Gundogan's just been insane. Ruben Diaz, my player of the season so far.
If Pep Guardiola can get some youngsters through, I know that's not really City's scene. I know they look for splashing the cash on these big names, but if they could prove themselves to produce some good players as well, Sancho, you could arguably say that they produced him, but
but he didn't really excel.
Exactly. So I think if City do sort of improve their youth development skills and do improve that they can make big names like Foden. If they had a few players like Phil Foden, they'd be decent, to be fair. I'm Pep Guardiola, amazing manager.
If it was FIFA, Pep would have been fired because of the lack of youth development.
His youth development rating would be down on the ground. But it's when you watch them play, they are absolutely unreal. Like just sitting, I was sitting down and obviously watching the game at the weekend, and even though it was against my team, I was still blown away by the way they were playing. I'm like, oh crap! It's like one chance and they're in.
Literally, you make one slight mistake and it's like Foden, De Bruyne, Jesus, Sterling,
in the back of the net.
In the back.
Because usually when your team concedes, you get really angry. Against City, you just kind of got to go.
Yeah, exactly.
You just got to accept it.
Yeah, fair play.
I want to give a shout out to João Cancelo. Actually, I think the way Pep has introduced him into midfield has freed up Gundogan to have the freedom to go forward.
Yeah,
and it just works so well. Maybe it is because of Diaz. Diaz is so solid that it allows Cancelo to go up there, but I don't know. But it's just worked for them.
Yeah, I think as I said earlier, if I had to name a player of the season, I would. This controversial, but I would say Diaz.
That's fair.
Just because how he's completely transformed City's defense. You know, they're pretty
unbreakable.
Unbreakable. Yeah, I was looking for that word for ages. They're pretty unbreakable, the defense, and I just think that's almost wholly down to Diaz, and obviously Cancelo as well has been really good in the midfield with right back.
The defense.
There you go.
I was saying defense really does change the team as well. With us, when you got Lindelof and Maguire, one of the things is when you play against big six teams, he gets the CDMs like Fred and McTominay to cover for Lindelof and Maguire and play a very defensive role. So a lot of the
Yeah.
time when we play against those teams, they don't have the license to attack like the way, you know, Gundogan is allowed or Cancelo is allowed to, you know, in the midfield or on the in the mid, you know, that sort of like deep midfield, and that sort of limits the creativity in the team. But you know, like City are so solid at the back that they can put numbers up there. You know, they can bring numbers up with them and not have the feeling that they're gonna get hit on the counter. Like they can feel secure even when they get hit on the counter in a way, because they just
Yeah,
got
I
that
get
good
you.
of a defense.
Yeah.
Oh, what I was going to say was, do you think Ruben Diaz is anywhere nearly as good as Virgil van Dijk was in his prime?
Yeah.
You think so?
Yeah, this season has been one of like the most impressive like seasons from a centre back
Yeah, individually.
in the Premier League that I've seen. Like obviously I've got a few like Vidic, obviously 07-08.
Yeah.
Of course.
Terry 04-05, Van Dijk 18-19, and then I think Diaz I'd put him, you know, 2021. You know, I think Diaz has been just as good. You know, he's been on that level because he, as I say, literally. I mean, it's been with obviously it hasn't just been him doing it, but like he in particular has just been insane. You know, isn't there anyone get past him? They've
Exactly.
conceded. I think they've conceded like 4 goals in the last 16 Premier League games.
Crazy.
Maybe
Yeah.
5 and 17 after the West Ham game, but yeah, it's something. It's like ridiculous. I mean, I think he's a great player, and I mean, look forward. Well, hopefully we don't play against Portugal in the Euros because
Oh, yeah.
about that game.
Yeah, I agree.
Oh damn, yeah, it's Portugal.
Off topic, but I've just clocked that Millwall equalised.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Ruined your week, has it?
Nah, it's alright. I literally just had the championship scores up on my
Mate,
phone.
yeah, he probably doesn't care. Like you're Champions League.
Champions League, just championship.
He's up there.
Yeah.
Has anyone got any other managers they wanted to speak about, or are we?
I mean, okay. I know this is going to be controversial, but
Parker.
no. Considering the amount of
So-
injuries they had, Klopp still has to be in the conversation.
Yeah.
He's not going to be in my top 5, but considering that they've been absolutely shafted with injuries this season, you kind of have to respect how they're still kind of grinding through it, and he's still finding ways to field an 11 with all these injuries. And so I've got to respect Jurgen Klopp. I don't think he's had the easiest season, and if they can still manage to get top 4, then will be a good achievement in my opinion, considering that they've had such an injury crisis.
Agreed. I just think Klopp, he's a great manager. He proved, well, no matter what anyone says, that Liverpool team last season was insane. Like, if it hadn't been for COVID, they could have easily got 100 points. I know that's a big statement, but they were on track to break City's record. And then obviously, COVID hit. They had a long time out, came back, weren't quite the team they left. So they left before lockdown.
Yeah. I was half tempted to put a bet on them to get Invincibles as well, not gonna lie.
Yeah, lucky he didn't. Watford.
Yeah, as Mela so far happened.
There's an alien.
But yeah, I think you're right. I think you're right to bring up Klopp. There was just one more really quickly. Just one more manager. Another controversial one, and one of my mates is going to be really pissed off I'm mentioning him because I always say how he's overrated. But Bielsa this season, I've been impressed with him just because, like Leeds, no one can say I really don't like Leeds as a club. But I've actually quite enjoyed watching them play this year. They're not afraid to concede one to score 2, if you know what I mean. They'll try to outscore their opposition.
They're a team that will rather win 5-4 than 1-0.
Definitely.
Yeah. And because obviously we've got them Monday night.
Be a great game. I'm really
at London Stadium. I think I won't have confidence. I think we'll win. I think we'll beat Leeds, but I think it'll be a 1-0 or a 2-1. I can't see, or even I can't see us knocking 3 past Leeds, but I can't see them scoring.
I think you can.
3 past Leeds.
I can see. Anyone can.
Quite weak.
Yeah.
So do you think it's a 3-2 sort of game? We'll probably go in 1-0 at half time. and then we'll go 2-0 up, and they'll pull one back, and then we'll probably make it 3-1, and they'll make it. It'll be a high scoring game maybe, but
Yeah.
to be fair,
If
our
Cooper
defense has
plays-
been so solid.
If Cooper
No.
plays at centre back, you'll get 3 easy. He's shot. I honestly, like, he's awful. Like, I mean, he was good in the chat. He was. I don't know. You lot probably don't know because you understandably you don't watch much Championship, but in the Championship last season, he was actually solid, and it just shows the difference between the 2 leagues because he's been absolutely out of sorts.
Yeah, it'll be an interesting game, and I'm quite looking forward to it because it's kind of like the Astor test for us. We need to be beating these kind of sides if we want to get top 4. So
I'm going to be watching that with a few beers for sure. I think it'll be an interesting game.
I think I'm going to need a few beers for that.
It's going to be high intensity, man. Rafinha
yeah,
and
exactly.
Bamford
Leeds games always
Mason.
are, and West Ham
Yeah.
games always are. So that's what
Well,
I mean.
when we played
I
them
enjoy
at
West Ham.
Ellen Road as well, that was played them at Ellen Road, and we conceded a penalty after about 4 or 5 minutes, but then we pulled it back and won 2-1. So yeah, I can see it being a 1-0 or a 2-1 in my opinion, but
Definitely. I just think that'd be a great game, but I think maybe that's time to wrap up. We're going for about 45 minutes, so.
yeah, that's perfect.
Thanks everyone for watching, and remember, follow the Insta, follow the podcast Insta, and subscribe if you haven't. We need to get 100 subs. 100 subs by next
100 subs,
episode.
boys.
100 subs by
Eight
next
away.
episode.
We're 8 away.
8 now. Calm.
Yeah,
Mate, we'll get that comfortably by next episode. I know you lot.
Yeah, hopefully.
We'll sort
I'll create some fake accounts if not, some Burnley accounts. Let's do that.
All right, safe lads for watching.
All right,
That's
see you later.
Catch you in a bit.
Yeah.